Today is finally the day, guys. It is on yellow. Let's do it.
Well, little did I know what today would bring.
Oh, this is a leaky lot. But look how empty that pound is. Okay, so I think she's just making it through, scraping the bottom. But what's going to happen now when I fill up this lock, which needs about a foot in it? Actually, not too much, because it only needs a foot, if that. Whew. Only just enough depth. That was lucky.
Here we go, onto the mighty River Severn. It's on yellow boards, and I think it's running about 3, maybe 4 miles per hour. And I said to Mum, we're not going to be able to turn in that current and head upstream. It's just going to push the boat sideways, but we gave it a go. And as we thought, the current was too strong, so we're going to have to do a pivot manoeuvre and turn the boat around the right way. But a double-edged sword is that the current pushed us into the pontoon, but then it would be very hard to get off of it. So I grabbed the bow line and I told Mum to put as much power on as she could and turn the tiller so it could turn the boat. Once the boat got to the middle part, the current would do the rest.
The current's just pushing us in. That's it.
Yeah, we certainly are having a wild time, aren't we?
My God, that's no engine. That's just the current. It's all right. Doesn't matter.
Now the boat is facing the right way upstream. The difficult thing now is going to be getting off of this pontoon, because we got the current coming into the side of the boat, just pushing it back on. Every attempt I had to try and get the boat off, just get pushed back in. Then I had an idea.
Come to the end. I think the current's a bit less strong.
And at last the boat was off and we were on our way. But then tragedy struck.
I don't know why we bother doing anything.
I need to explain.
So,
Well,
we're in the boat now, even though we should be on the back of the boat, steering the boat. But
yes.
I'm sure I mentioned in the voiceover that tragedy absolutely struck and disaster
Yeah.
went, oh, it was just mayhem.
Well, I think we probably left you when I think we managed to turn Olive round to go upstream on the River Severn, and they were trying to get off the pontoon, the floating pontoon. With not a lot of success. Josh tried to push us out about 3 times.
And I said, let's go a little bit go as far as forward as we can on the pontoon
to
get out the current, and that worked.
So I pushed it so we could, because the current kept taking us back to the floating pontoon every time Josh pushed us out. So I said to Josh, well, I have to put more power on. So I wasn't even looking behind me. I was just looking in front of me to get off the pontoon, when suddenly Josh pushed us off, jumped on the boat, and then he said, "Mum!" And what happened is the cover to the bikes...
Well, I think it was probably the bike wheel, because the cover would have just ripped.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was probably the bike.
It was my big 29-inch bike
But
wheel.
you've got metal bollards, anyone who knows, on floating pontoons you've got metal bollards you tie onto. We think the bike wheel or the bike, one of the bikes caught on that.
Yeah.
It ripped the bikes off.
But not just that.
It snapped the tiller.
It ripped our tiller off.
So
the bikes and tiller were off in a second.
So I'm going.
We were there.
I'm crying. Oh my God, Josh, what are we going to do?
I quickly, I didn't panic. I quickly snapped into action. I said, we've got to get off the boat now, because if we can't, we're going down that stream.
We're going down the river to
3
Worcester.
miles per hour with no steering.
No steering whatsoever. So we would have headed for Worcester.
It could have been.
Just wanted to go back and see Kath and Shane, really. But
I went quickly down the boat, and luckily the boat was drifting towards the lock landing.
Yeah, towards a different We had one pontoon here, which is the one we got stuck on, and then
you got
over the river a little bit you had another pontoon, which was a lock landing.
You saw me get off in the GoPro footage. I managed to get off.
But yeah, Josh managed to jump off, pull Olive in, thank goodness.
The boat was, because I told Mum to take the power off because there was no steering, and if you had the power on and the tiller was, rudder was facing that way, it would have turned the boat. Yeah. So we had to turn all the power off. Yeah. And it was just had enough momentum to get to the lock landing.
Oh, thank goodness.
And then
otherwise we would have been down the river.
I look over at the other pontoon, and somehow the bikes are hanging on
with the cover
by the rain cover. The rain cover's hooked onto the bollard, and it's keeping the bikes there, which is a miracle in itself.
The tiller fell to the bottom of the river.
Yeah.
So that was just at the bottom of the river.
So we didn't know what to do.
I tied the front on, didn't I? But the trouble is, on this pontoon we were on, 35 foot of Olive was on the pontoon, 35 foot was out in the river. So you weren't safe, honestly,
first
to stay there.
I went over to the private pontoon, which I had to get a bit of wood so I could actually get over to it, because there's a big gate on it with
Can't get over
fencing
it.
surrounding
Private,
it. So I had to get a bit of wood onto one of the things that holds it onto the big poles that
Yeah,
it
those
lifts
big
up with.
pillar things.
So I had to make a bridge over, and I couldn't find our big magnet, so I took over a big magnets that
We had lots of little magnets like that, all
which
connected
were pretty
together.
powerful, but
Not enough. You put a weight on, didn't
yeah,
you?
I fit weight on because the current was just
Well, let's put it this way. We got the bikes out anyway.
yeah. The
we got
bikes
them
were
out.
hanging there. My bike was
Oh, it's unrepairable.
absolutely mangled to
Yeah,
pieces.
unrepairable.
But everything was still there somehow.
Oh,
And Mum's bike went unscathed,
yeah,
but my bike's absolutely ruined.
yeah,
So anyway, priority number one was trying to get the tiller back,
Yeah.
and I knew exactly where it fell in. And because it's so heavy, it's not going to drift in the current, it's just going to go straight down. So I managed to latch onto something, and I could pull it up, and it was slipping
And then it
like
kept
it was
going
slipping
off,
along
didn't
the
it?
side of a pole. And then as soon as I got to a point where it would just lift off the bottom of the riverbed, and it's like 40 foot deep. It's really deep. It would lose grip.
Yeah.
So I needed a more powerful
Oh.
magnet. And the fact that it was slipping like a pole made me think, oh, this has got to be the tiller.
So you
So-
ordered a stronger one,
Yeah, I
didn't
ordered
you?
a really strong magnet
But
because
I,
we couldn't find our one. We are at the point of where I said, Mum, we've got to get off the river because I'm not comfortable here, and Dad's
Yeah.
going to think, what the hell's going on? Because we didn't.
That was a
want to
bit
tell Dad.
nerve-wracking as well, because I said, Josh goes, go on the back. I said, what am I doing on the back? I said, if you don't hold this boat, I said, I'm off. I'm down the river again. So he said, no, don't worry, I will, I'll be all right. And so Josh got the bow line, and he managed
I
to...
pulled it around to the other side
Oh.
of the pontoon, which is the lock landing. So I managed to put it onto the other side of the pontoon, and it's just me holding this rope against the current. And if I let go, or anything happened, it would have been downstream,
Yeah.
and Mum would have been gone. But yeah, I pulled the boat into the lock, and yeah, we went out the lock again. And bear in mind, the pound is really empty from last time, if you remember.
Oh, yeah, we had
Then the other thing was trying to steer the boat to the next lock without tiller.
Yeah, because it wasn't just straight. You can't. We managed to get into the lock, didn't we, Josh? Okay,
Yes.
you pulled us in. That was fine. And then the other trouble is when you come out, it's not just straight. It's sort of round a corner. So
So I was on the front,
Yeah.
punting the boat.
yeah, I was doing because the engine's all right.
Yeah.
We got forward and reverse.
Mum was pushing us forward, but the boat would steer
yeah
to
one
the
way.
right. So I had to counter it with
Yeah, and I
pushing
keep
it. And then,
going
yeah, so
reverse, didn't I?
we did eventually make it to the next lock, went up the lock, and the guy in the boat in front came out his front doors, and he was like, what the hell are they doing back? He doesn't speak to us.
He don't
but
speak to us and
he's
come
just a bit
over.
nosy, because
But he
when we
just-
left, he came out and just watched,
Yeah.
and he was like, what the hell are they doing back? And he didn't
But,
come over and ask, so he doesn't know.
But
why.
we're right just above the we're not on the lock landing, it's the other side. So
But anyway, Dad gets back, and God, after everything was going on with the van, he's really
he's really stressed at the moment because the van's not even we've put the quote in for the van and we're just waiting for the insurance company to approve it and go
But
ahead.
it's not just that.
But
We can't even
it's-
get a handbrake.
it's the
It
handbrake.
has no handbrake at the moment because we
That's-
need an ABS sensor, because the ABS sensor and everything else got destroyed when the brake caliber seized.
Yeah. So he's a bit stressed. So my stomach was doing all sorts to tell him, and I just sort of got it back. And well, at least it ain't cost
Yeah.
me like 550 quid like access for the van.
But
So it's all
I
right.
said,
He was all right.
we've got to find the other magnet. So
I
you actually managed to find it, didn't you?
I thought, I'll just have a look in this bag. Looked in the other two bags in my cupboard. I'll just have a look in this other bag where the chainsaw battery is. And it's funny because we keep it in a cooking pot, we needed the cooking pot. So, yeah, and I found the magnet. Fantastic, wasn't it, News?
So, this is
So I
about
still
8
didn't
o'clock
think
at
it'd be
night.
strong enough to do it.
I go down there and I go over onto the private pontoon, and guess what? I didn't take a weight with me because I lost the weight. Because, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the magnets lost grip and they came off of the weight and
Me,
yeah, lost
me
them
and
all.
Andy were so knackered, and I was in my dressing gown, and we said,
So I had to run back over, get the weight, and I went back over, and then I latched on to whatever it was, pulled almost all the way up, and it slipped. So I was like, oh, I'm not going to get it back now. But it was almost sunset now, getting dark, and then I latched onto it again, I pulled it up really, really slow, and then it was the tiller.
Yeah. And then he wound us up. He came back. Oh God! And I was thinking, as I was walking through the boat, I was thinking, I wonder if he has got the tiller. And he came in and he said, "Oh, I couldn't get it. We have to sort something else out. Let me just show you out the back what I think we can do." So me and Andy followed him out the back, and I called him, and well, he's probably recorded it.
Yeah,
I called him because he said, and he's going like that with the tiller, pretending to. Oh, fantastic news!
Yeah. I'm gonna put it there. Watch this. Pranked up. No. No. And couldn't feel it, couldn't find it anywhere. I lost the other magnet as well. But if you come outside though, I can show you something.
What?
Because I found an idea that could make it a lot cheaper.
What? So we're not going to be able to get... Is it? Couldn't you find it?
They're buying it. They're buying it. I'll do my best. I've got a couple of people at work that I can speak to, so don't worry if I have to give them fuel money. What's the idea? Look at me.
He's fucking joking!
Yeah.
Oh,
Gosh. Because it would have been a whole other situation.
It would have been a lot harder. So, but we managed. We went out yesterday to get a welder machine, didn't we?
Hang on.
Oh, he wants. Sorry.
Right, so my bike is absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
So I was looking on Facebook Marketplace to see if I can get myself a cheap Carrera, another one, third one, and I found a almost new one in Kidderminster. Vengeance, so it's got mechanical disc brakes. I don't like this one because it had a hydraulic ones. I didn't like very well. I don't like V brakes, but I like mechanical disc brakes. So I see this, it's £120. I say, can I have £100? He said, yeah, sure. And then we went there, and brilliant bike. He said he had it locked up in his garage since lockdown.
It's funny because
Just got a flat tyre.
Josh didn't even ask what the frame was.
No.
So it could have been a kid's.
Luckily, it's about the same height as me.
Luckily, yeah, the guy's about the same height, my age. He said, "Oh no," he said, "It's been it's fantastic. It's even nicer than his last one, isn't it? And it was cheaper."
So we needed to go to Kidderminster because that's where the nearest B&Q was. There's not one in Worcester, and hopefully get a welder because we had the idea of Dad welding the tiller back on ourselves.
Yeah.
Which because what we should have done, you'll see in a minute. We needed to get welder back on, of course, but we just didn't think we could get a local welder. So we went and bought our own one. Went and got water and everything yesterday as well.
Oh yeah, we done all sorts. Got rid of all the rubbish, didn't we, at the water point place?
So we came back, and today we tried to do some welding. We grounded it all back with the angle grinder. Tried to do some welding, but it's just too powerful for our inverter.
Some people we put it on Facebook, and some people have said that I don't think you'll be able to do it.
You need a big, powerful generator.
And that's the last thing we wanted, to ruin the inverter. That would have been very, very expensive. Yeah. So we
Dad said, "Oh, see if there's a local guy."
Yeah, give him a ring.
When we return, it was £100. Return the welder to Screwfix.
Yeah, I'm going to take it back tomorrow.
We went to B&Q and they want one. They're only online.
No.
So we had to go to Screwfix to get one. Anyway, we call this guy, local guy, and he says, "Oh yeah, I can be there in an hour." So he comes down, and
really nice chap.
Thankfully, there's a CRT guy down here. There's the private lane, which is gated.
Yeah.
And Dad goes and asks the CRT guy, thinking he'll say no, but the CRT guy says, "Yeah, as long as you keep shutting it, because farmers had trouble with
So
gypsies.
he managed to get the van down, didn't he?
So yeah, he managed to get his big old Sprinter down with a huge generator in the
Yeah.
back, and yeah, grounded it down a bit more, and almost began to weld.
God, this is lucky.
And then Dad realised, thank God, that he needed to isolate and switch off the batteries. He needed to take the earth off the batteries because he needed to earth a welding machine, and then all that current and all that electricity goes through your batteries and fries all your batteries and
God.
everything.
So luckily Andy realised.
Because that would have been...
But I tell you what, guys, the thing is, if you know what you're doing, that it took him about, well, Josh has filmed it, about 2 minutes to sort it, but then it wasn't level, so he had to take it off and do it again. But it took him a few minutes, you know, if you know what you're doing to solve it. So it was like 75 quid call out, like anyway, like even if you know, called him out, and he only charged us 100 quid, so it was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
So I'll get me 100 quid back tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's not. Just thought it was going to be a lot worse than it was.
Things could have been a lot worse. Yeah.
Hell of a lot worse. Could have lost Olive and me.
I don't know why you were saying that,
And
'cause I was on the boat as well.
And you, like we said, we could be floating down.
Yeah, well, we've had a bit of rain, but and it's just showers today, but the river's gone up a slight bit, but not much at all. Still in yellow falling, and the next pound, Holt Lock, that's even green.
So we should be alright. Well,
so yeah,
not me.
I don't know if we can't wait here any longer, guys. We've almost been here 2 weeks. CRT guys come along.
Yeah,
today.
CRT guy took our number yesterday, so I will explain if we have to. But I think we should be okay. I'm going to take the van ahead to Stourport and help Josh with the locks there.
Yeah.
And Andy and Josh are going to go on the river.
Yeah, so we're going to reverse back out onto the river, and that's actually good because we're facing the right way this time.
I think that should be a lot easier.
Hopefully the current's gone down a little bit. I think it has. I cycled down there yesterday and it's gone down quite a bit. But yeah, I guess we'll see you tomorrow and hopefully head up to Stourport.
Yeah, what we were originally going to do on, what is it now? What day was we going to do that?
Sunday.
Sunday, yeah, we're Tuesday now.
But we've been on this canal since the end of February.
Yeah. And we've been here 2 weeks on Friday, so we've got to go, really.
Yeah.
You know.
So we can't really wait for Gloucester. Gloucester's gone yellow down there, but there's still 2 lots.
Yeah, I
Douglas
know.
and
That's the way we
Upton.
wanted to go, guys.
Yeah.
We wanted to go Gloucester.
Which are still on
way,
red,
but-
and I don't know how long they take to go off of red. So we're just going to have to kill some time and go around through Birmingham.
And we've got to have a pump out. We need a pump out. Luckily, Andy got 3 canisters from work, 20-litre canisters, so we managed to get like, how much? 110 litres yesterday.
Yeah.
Dad bought 110 litres back from work, so we had 220 litres. So we all managed to have a shower and do some washing, didn't we? So
yeah. Anyway, we'll see you.
see you tomorrow.